Good morning. Good morning. How are you, lovely people? All right, I'll just get myself comfy. Come on in. Let's have a little chat. Pull myself a bit closer. Look at that, I'm just about bang on time. That is something of a record for me lately. Every time I sit down, I think I'm coming to terms with this piece of software that I use here because I'm finally able to push all the buttons in the right order and make it work, but I don't have any lipstick on. So I'm just going to bite my lips and drink my coffee and all will be good. Here we are. I can see you coming. Delicious. Right. Here we go. I'll get rid of that. Hello, Morena, Sabrina. Nice to see you. Sunny Palmerston North. Look, it's quite grey out our window and it's quite chilly today. I don't know what's happening with the weather. One day it's warm, one day it's cold. I'm back in my cozy jumpers and my slippers. Hey Morgan, how are you? And Jocelyn says it's damp in Napier. It hasn't been too wet here, but it is definitely grey. It's just sort of, it's a bit blur today, just a bit blur. Anyway, I thought I'd show you some lovely things to give us all a bit of a pep in our step. You're here for a short time. All right, I'll cut to the chase so that you get the most of it. I wanted to show you, I wanted to remind you first that the doors for Wardrobe Toolbox are open. And if you haven't jumped in already, now is the time because they will shut next Wednesday. Boom. And they won't be open again until March. And we are going like the wind behind the scenes, making everything ready for you. So think of us doing that. But we are, I'm so excited about getting everybody in the doors on the 3rd of October. If you have joined up and you're brand new to Wardrobe Toolbox, then just sit tight. You're able to come and join our lounge and join in with all the chatter. You will get an invitation to our knit night next week, so you can join the last of the knit nights for season 5, and then season 6 opens properly, like you get inside the platform on the 3rd of October. So you'll get an email about that. There'll be a new pattern and a new lesson, and then there'll also be a smorgasbord waiting for you of all of the content that's been in Wardrobe Toolbox previously. You'll have access to all of that. You won't have access to all of the old patterns, but you will have a chance to grab them if you want them. So I'm going to, sounds a bit crackly. Oh, tell me if that's for everybody. People are going to have access to all the old lessons and masterclasses and all those sorts of things. And then there'll also be an option to purchase some of the old patterns. Some of you will already have some of the old ones because they've already been released. So you can just grab the ones that you want. Let me know if my sound is okay, because someone said it's a bit crackly today. It is crackly. Okay, let's just double check my speaker, my microphone. I am on the right microphone. Oh, it's crackly for 3 of you. I'll move you closer. Ugh, it's crackly. Very crackly. All right, has it improved any? Oh, I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what to do about that crackly. We're a bit crackly. Tell me if it's still going, and maybe I could try and swap out my microphone. Oh, okay, let's just try. We'll try it. Look, I took the camera down because I wanted to show you some yarn, but the camera actually has a microphone in it as well. You see, I have this lovely microphone. Just bear with me while I change over. Mr. Myrtle bought me a new cord last night. I'm hoping it's not the cord for my computer, but we will see. I'll just plug in this microphone and then we'll swap microphones. It may not be quite as, well, it might be better than what you get. Going to be even more terrible. Can you hear me now? No sound, no sound, no sound. Flap, flap. No more crackling, but no sound at all. Can you hear me yet? Built-in microphone. I'm using the built-in. That's good. Shona, tell everyone what's happening. Oh, I'm back. Brilliant. Okay, Shona said she could lip read. It's probably rubbish sound, though, because it's just my old computer. Okay, all right. Well, we're going to run with that. I'm going to have to figure out. I tell you what, it doesn't rain, but it pours. I feel like everything I'm doing at the moment is having to be replaced, upgraded, redone, you name it. Okay, good. No crackling. Phew. Okay, I suspect my microphone has died once and for all. Okay, we'll have to deal. I'll deal with that at some point. Much better. Good. All right. It might not be as good as it could be, but hopefully it's all right. Anyway, I wanted to, jerky. That could just be me, Lynn. I just might be jerky, or my microphones aren't working. Yeah, definitely new microphone time. Okay, so Wardrobe Toolbox, yes. Come and join us if you haven't already joined. For everybody who was already in Wardrobe Toolbox, there are a handful of you. I don't think there's too many people that haven't resubscribed. So which is nice, that's really nice. That's a good testament, isn't it? How great it is in there. But if you want to stay inside Wardrobe Toolbox and you're watching this and you haven't pushed the subscribe button on your email, then do that. And if you can't find the email or you haven't received the email for some reason, can you just email me or email the support Wardrobe Toolbox email so that we can help you out with that. So that is that. The doors close on Wednesday. So I'll send some reminder emails and things, but I thought I'd mention it while I'm here because I don't want you to miss out. Okay, so I've got some new things to show you. They're not new patterns, but they're new knits, new versions of knitted patterns. Now, I think I have talked to you about these, but I don't think I've actually shown you. And I've got 2 new shawls knitted up in the Truly Myrtle yarn. I'm sitting on that one. And the first one I had done was feathers, and this is feathers here. Now, I haven't got the old shawls. I've only got the new ones to show you. So feathers is a long stole. It has this really lovely little rhythmic repeat to it. It's a nice, simple knit, actually. It looks much trickier than it actually is. It's a really enjoyable knit. It has a nice little edge on it. And the thing I like about it, it has just a little bit of interest in it. So it has this border where you have almost like a ribbed lace through it. And then it moves into the body of the shawl, which is like this. It's just long and skinny. And then it goes all the way through to the other side, and the other side ends the same. So the nice thing about it is once you've done your first set of ribbed lace, weigh your yarn. So you can weigh your yarn before you begin, and then weigh it when you finish this part, and then you know how much yarn you used for that part, and then just keep knitting your repeats until you have just fractionally over that much yarn left, because you need to account for the making a end of a repeat and also a bind off, although your cast on will be much the same, and then you can make your shawl as long or as short as you have got yarn. You can really adapt it. So what I did was originally this was made with Brooklyn Tweed Loft, and those of you who are in Wardrobe Toolbox for sure will know that it's a woolen spun yarn. So it's very light. It's very kind of airy. It's very warm, but it didn't have a heck of a lot of length in it because I used, I can't remember how many balls I used now, 4 I think, but it's sport weight. No, it's a fingering weight. I actually can't remember the difference between the one I've got now and that one, but it just didn't quite have the yardage in it. And I've always sort of hankered for a slightly longer version of this shawl, big wrap. So lovely Claire has knitted this for me. She's knitted both of these for me, so I can't take the credit for them. But this is feathers knitted longer. So she becomes, look, I've got quite a bit of length here in the bottom. So she hangs down. I could knot her up if I wanted as well, just to make her really dramatic. But she is actually longer because what I've done is I've used 4 skeins of the sport. So this takes 4 skeins of the Truly Myrtle sport. It's actually a bargain if you think about it, because it's $40. that's pretty good for a whole shawl because it's $9.99, just under $40. But yeah, I'm so pleased with it. I've been wearing this one a little bit lately. And the thing about it is I can just throw it over things like I can wear my jeans and my boots and something fairly simple underneath. And then I throw this over the top. I actually wore it the other night instead of it was actually warmish. And I wore it instead of a coat or something. And I just threw it on. And all of a sudden I felt like, da, 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 da. I felt a little bit dramatic. It has quite a nice kind of finish me off with a little bit of drama kind of feel to it. So I've been wearing her like that, just throwing her on feathers. I can spreading it out over my shoulders if it's a little bit colder, or I can just tuck it right up, tie a knot in it, put a shawl cuff on it, that kind of thing to keep it closed. But it's really nice. It's so warm. It's quite a little bit longer than the original feathers, so it gives you that kind of nice amount to play with where you can drape it around. But I'm so pleased. Now, one of the things, so this is Scholar. The color I used is Scholar. And it's to me, it's the perfect gray. But having said that, it's quite a brown gray. It's definitely got brown undertones to it, but it has a real gray. It's a brown gray. But to me, it's like the perfect gray. The gray I'm wearing is much more icy. I love this. It's such a rich color, this gray. Now, just to remind you, I've got my paper towel holders here. Ta-da! I'm going to show you those. I've decided this is the perfect way to display yarn on paper towel holders that I picked up at the warehouse. Anyway, that is the grey here of Scholar. It's actually the same colour as this, but this is dyed on the oatmeal yarn on the base, and this is dyed on the bracken. So it's already a brownie base. So you can see it has really a blue-grey to this colour, but it's got much more of a brown feel to it. So it needs to be all tightened up there. So just bear that in mind. It definitely has a browner feel to it. Now, if you wanted something, oh, is the sound gone again? The crackle's back. It could be me, couldn't it? It could be my internet. It could have nothing to do with anything. Gone crackly. All right, I'm just going to tell Mr. Myrtle. I'm going to say I'm all crackly, and we'll see what he says. Apparently, I'll say, my sound is very crackly. Hey, is the picture okay? The microphone is really crappy. That's because the microphone is in my computer. I've ditched my nice microphones. Is the picture okay, though? I'm going to have to buy a new microphone, aren't I? I will do that today. I'll have to make sure. I could try and plug in the old microphone and just see if it makes a difference. Picture's fine. It's just the sound. There's nothing worse than bad sound, though, is there? It's awful. Awful, awful, awful. Let me have a bash with this. I think you bumped it. No, the microphone's in the computer. That's the problem. And it's a really old computer. I don't need to buy a new computer, though, do I? Picture's fine. Okay, let's just swap out again and just see if I can. All right, can you hear me now? And is it still crackly? This one. This used to be so good, this one. My sound isn't great. Ugh. Sorry about that. Everybody on YouTube and Facebook, you're all having the same problem. All right, we'll just bear with it. No sound. I think it'll come back. Back. All good? Yes, much better. So I don't think it is the microphone. I think it's the connection. Okay. I'll get Mr. Myrtle to fix that. I don't know if he can, but we'll give it our best shot. Okay, sound is good. No crackles. I wonder if it's when something else goes on through the same. Anyway, we'll talk about those. I'll get him to look at those technical things about cords and things. Okay, so that's what I was just saying to you. So this is the color I use for feathers, quite a grey brown. It is actually this color, which is this lovely blue, sort of bit of a duck egg blue going on there. But you could go for a different, a whole different look, lighten it up altogether just by choosing another yarn. Oh, good, much better. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so that was the first one I wanted to show you. Carry on. Yes, you guys know it. Just bear with me. Bear with the technology. So that was feathers. And I have to say, I'm quite in love with feathers. And she's got, because of the bracken yarn underneath, I don't know if you can see, that one's a bit pale. That one's actually in the yarn, but it's got all these little pops of color. See how, I don't know if you'll see that, but it's got a little brown pop in it. little it's all sorts of little pops. It's quite rich, the whole look of it. So that was the first one I wanted to show you that has been knitted up in that yarn. And the other one is this one. Now this, I am so pleased. I'm not on I'm not on wireless out here because I'm too far away. So because I'm in my shed, but I haven't got my wall obviously yet. But I have got a cord that goes to, anyway, it's boring. It's really boring and technical, but it might be something to do with the cord, which is why there's still a hole in the ground, because he was concerned about something to do with cords. So he might have to fix that. Okay. This is the other one. This is Dirty Lace. This is a Dirty Lace like you've never seen her before. I've taken some photos, which I'll show you photos of these ones in due course. I might need to do new photos of these because I wasn't entirely thrilled with the ones we took, mostly because of myself and the pictures. But this is the Dirty Lace, and it uses 4 colors of yarn. And again, she's lovely and long. She was always long. She always used 4 skeins of you look in the background. Hi, Leslie. 4 skeins of fingering originally, but this is 4 skeins of the Sport, of the Truly Myrtle Sport. Just seeing as I've got that round the right way. She's wicked. She's totally wicked, and I just love all these colors together. So I'll show you these colors. It's that one as well. Now, I'm actually sold out of one of them, but let me put these. I'm going to move those ones all together over to here. Put them on my towel hole rail thing. Oh, let's put that one at the bottom. I think that one is best. The bottom. So I used Grace is the pink, is the light pink. I use these. I use Grace is the light pink. This is Storyteller, and it's that. So these two are the same dye again, which is why I did this like this. I sort of put things together that I knew would tonally work together. They all actually work really well together, all the Truly Myrtle colors. I'm very pleased. But this is Grace on the oatmeal. She's a pinky color, and then again on the bracken. So it's a much more browner hue. So this is to me is like the perfect brown. And here you can see it here has a really pink undertone to it. And then I've used Curiouser, which is this really acidy, not really acid. It's more of a like an old gold, really like old-fashioned gold with Joy on the top. So Curiouser and Joy. And Joy is that just beautiful, lift your spirits sort of golden color at the top. So those are the 4 that I used for this shawl. And I'm so pleased because they all play together. Just take it off myself. But they all play together so beautifully all the way through, just the way it's all constructed. So you have the Curiouser and the Joy, and then the Joy and the Grace, and then the Grace and the Storyteller, and the Storyteller and the Curiouser, and so on. And so it carries on like that. And it's super, super fun. And the thing about it is that it's, well, I love the colors together, but also it just feels so good. Now, this is for people that have been nervous about how soft this yarn is. It is lovely. It's lovely. It's not like, this is the Outlaw yarn, right? So this is the kitten. This is kitten soft. This isn't kitten soft, but it's definitely perfectly fine to wear on you. I wear it for a hat. I'd wear it for a shawl, wear it against my skin. It's lovely. It's really lovely. It's definitely softer than what you're familiar with some of the old Southlanders. But yeah, so that is Dirty Lace. So I wanted to show you that too. Now she used, because of the yardage, you can play around with it a little bit. Joy has plans to become a Georgie. Oh, so yes, so that would be beautiful. This is Joy here, and she's going to become a Georgie, which is what I'm wearing. That will be absolutely beautiful. Okay, so Claire tells me you can fiddle around with your yarn to make it work, okay, to make it fit in the yarn you've got. All the balls are more or less 100 grams, but she said she used, I had to send her a little bit extra of the Storyteller, of this color here. And so she said she used 105 grams of this. Now, you might adapt that by just maybe doing a few, a little bit less in it, or substituting in one of the others instead, just to make it work within your 4 balls exactly. But she used 105 of the Storyteller. Grace, she used 69. So there's a fair bit to play with the Grace. Curious, she used 75. Again, there's a little bit left there. And the Joy, she used 111. 111. So I only remember sending her one. She must have had a little bit left of another one. So that one and this one were two that she used a little bit more of. But I think that you could either get, I mean, that's still, well, you'd still need 6 balls instead of 4 if you wanted to make sure you definitely got it out of the yarn in the right colors. I'm actually sold out of this pink though. This is a slight problem. I don't have any of the pink, but for those of you who already have the Grace, then you can, dive into that. But I mean, I pretty much think you can randomly put any of these colors together and they seem to be working. I'm seeing some absolutely beautiful jumpers coming out at the moment from my new test for the new jumper that's coming. And I know I can see someone on here. Oh, I've gone cracked again. It's not my microphone. Yeah, it must be the connection. I will work at the connection. I wonder if someone's put something like the dishwasher on, or it might be something to do with the water because our pump is in there. But anyway, hopefully I come right again. Someone in here has used this for the base of their jumper, and then I think she might have put that with it. Any of these would go together. I think if you just swap out, you could have a pop of color with the yellow. I tend to go for some of these mucky combinations together, so they're all just a little bit muckier. You could change out that one and put in this one, would be really nice too. Oh yeah, it's something to do with I'm going to have to figure out the sound. Sorry about that, you guys. Wasn't doing it until today, so something's changed. Look at that. That would be just stunning. So that one's Hope. That one's Curiouser. That one is Courage. I have actually got a bit of the Sport of the Courage, but none of the DK. And that is the Scholar. So that, I mean, to me, that is just stunning. That would be a stunning combination together. It really would. You can always throw a bit of cream in it if you wanted, but I think you can have a really good play around with some of these colors. You've got to look, what about this one? I think this would be pretty delicious as well. Look at that together. That would be really nice as well. So that one is Explorer, Curiouser, Storyteller, and Liberty. So I think those are just be stunning. You really can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong with the combos. I think they worked out. Even these, look, what if you did this together? That one actually would be nice, or even that one. There we go, like something like that together. They would be stunning all together. So have a little play if you want to, and just have a look at the website and see what's there, but you can start putting stuff together. Now, we are going to have a big shawl extravaganza in October over here in the Hangout. For those of you watching on YouTube, come over to the Hangout if you want to join in. We're going to just get stuck into shawls. We're going to have really good fun knitting shawls. So these are just a couple of options that I thought you might like to consider. The dirty lace. Don't forget, there are no pearls in this. No pearls in this shawl. It's really dirty lace. Do you remember I did it all knit on the back and everything? So it's kind of a grubby lace. So it's got that real rustic feel to it. But I think it's sort of a little bit, boho artsy sort of feel to it. And then the feathers, which is one color, just one color. You just need 4 balls of one color. So you just can decide how you want to play it, really. Did you like a pop? Would you like a pop? Initially, I was thinking I'd have it in this, and I'd just have this electric sort of really pick me up kind of feel to it. So you could go for one of these sorts of ones for that real electric pick me up. Actually, those would be pretty good together, if you did something with a little pop of one other of those. Or you could go for something much more subdued, whether you just went for a really pared back, something that's just going to work with a lot of stuff in your wardrobe. You have to decide sort of how you want to do that. So they look good together. I'm so pleased with them. They really do look lovely together, these yarns. I'm very pleased. There are some that we are looking at. We're going to have a bit of a switch around when we come back to doing another run of the yarn. I was talking to them about it the other day. I was talking to Maria about it the other day. And so we will decide, may not all come back, but most of them will, and I think there's I'll bring in a couple of fresh colors as well. So some will just be retired or just, on hold for a minute, so that we always only have 10. That is the plan. Dirty lace is on my do list, and I do like feathers. Yeah, you love looking at them on your shelf. So do I. And I have to say, I do think this, my paper towel holder method is actually pretty good. It sort of keeps them, I don't know, I just like seeing them play next to each other. They look pretty good playing next to each other like this. I'm quite pleased with that. I just see endless combinations always in there. So I just have to knit faster. You know what that's like. Knit a little faster. So there is, I've been saying for a while, the DK is low. The DK is, there's not a heck of a lot left of some of the DKs. There's a wee bit, enough for a few jumpers, probably a few sweaters, not much more than that. But I have got good amounts of some sport. So for a shawl, you often only need one or a couple if you're going to mix it with other colors. So go and have a poke around and just see. If you look on the website, trulymyrtle.co.nz, will take you straight to the shop, and the yarn is right at the top. And if you put in what you're wanting, it'll let you know how many balls are left of that one. So you can have a poke around. So something like this Courage, although the DK is gone, that color was so popular, I then got hold of a whole lot more sport. So I've actually got quite a bit of sport in my stash there. It's going down, but I have got quite a bit. So that's something you might want to get your hands on while it's still there. The Grace is gone. I think I've got, I'm not sure how much of this Hope is there actually either. The others I think are okay. And yeah, they're sort of middling, I don't know. There's varying amounts, but you can have a little explore around and decide what you like on all of those. So that, my friends, is that. We will have a shawl extravaganza coming in October. We're going to all knit shawls together and get ourselves ready for some sort of glamorous event that may or may not eventuate, but at least we'll be ready for it, and we'll be warm, and we'll be enjoying our yarn immensely and disappearing from the woes of the world into our stitches, because I think actually right now I'm feeling like meditative knitting is probably the best thing we can do for ourselves. Actually, I think that it's a really good thing to be able, aren't we lucky? Lucky, very lucky to have something that can just bring down our stress levels and can just let us sink into it and just calm our nervous systems. I think it's a really good, I find that anyway. I find it a really, really good thing to be doing at the moment. Okay, I'm going to love and leave you. Wardrobe Toolbox, the doors close next Wednesday. I've been reading a lot of the comments that people are leaving for me at the moment, the things that people say, and then I ask people to let me know their comments. Can I use your words about Wardrobe Toolbox? And I just keep hearing that, the things I keep hearing are, there's a couple of things that come up time and time again, and it's really so encouraging and so rewarding, I think. Things like people saying, I would never have thought to do that if it wasn't for Wardrobe Toolbox, or this would never had occurred to me that I could do that, or I never thought I could do that. These are things I'm hearing. So this is definitely, if you want a bit of a boost in in your confidence around knitting, or expand your thinking outside of the box when it comes to your making and your knitting, then I think this is what you'll find inside. This whole, people say, I always tell them, which I do, I totally know that you can do it. I totally believe that if I just explain it in the right way, and we just go over it a couple of times, and I break things down clearly and make them simple for you to understand and digest and try, then you can do it. Look, honestly, if I can do it, you can do it. So I do strongly believe that, and it does appear that it's coming true, that is true for people, that they can follow the lessons, and I try and do them really simply and break it all down. I feel like I have a little bit of maybe an obsession, maybe a knack, I don't know, of making things digestible and understandable. So that's really exciting, that people are actually picking up on that. So yeah, I think that's an exciting thing. And I love giving you different options. Someone's just saying that the last masterclass was one of the best, the one that we had Tuesday. She was wonderful, wasn't she? And I love bringing you lots of different ideas and ways of doing things and ways of looking at things. And actually, I had a meeting this morning with our masterclass guest for October, and you're going to love her. She is bubbly and enthusiastic and really all about getting you to just have a go. And she's going to be really fun. So I'm really excited about seeing her next month. Someone says, I used to love spinning, but not really enjoy knitting until Wardrobe Toolbox, and now I can't stop knitting, and I haven't spun for ages. Okay, the spoiler, you might stop anything else and just start knitting. But no, so I hear that people are feeling like they're able to think bigger, and they're feeling more confident to have a bash at things, and they feel like they've got the tools to actually have a go at things. But the other thing I hear over and over and over again is they love being part of the community, and that everybody is so supportive, and it's a space where they can just be, and they can ask their questions that feel silly, because there's no silly questions. They can just ask for help. People are there to help them. Everybody leaps in and gives people a hand. We cheer each other on. We get it. Everybody gets it. They understand, and we're all actually there for different reasons, but I think we're all fundamentally there because we live and we breathe creativity and making, and it's just such a lovely community. So those are the things I hear over and over, and it really does it just is really heartwarming. I really enjoy that you guys have all these thoughts about it. So if you're feeling like you want to jump in, now is the time, and go over to wardrobetoolbox.com, and you can pop your details in, and it will sign you all up, and we would love to see you in October. So I'm going to go and figure out why I'm crackling. I'm hoping I'm not much crackling for much longer. We will figure that out. And I will catch you next week. Same time, same place next week. Got a new pattern coming for you next week. So keep an eye on this. Watch this space. That's what they say. Watch this space. Okay, everybody. Have a lovely, lovely day. Knit a lot, and I'll catch you later. Bye, everyone. See you later.